JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon says inflation is imminent as America heads towards some sort of hyperinflation collapse. Meanwhile, CNN and Joy Behar of The View defend Jeffrey Toobin, saying that he's not bad for being caught touching himself on a Zoom call. I think the most brainlet take I saw was CNN, who says, quote, he was harassing himself. And lastly, we're also going to talk about the DOJ and how everyone is making a fuss that the former President Donald Trump asked the DOJ to subpoena the private information of journalists and public figures. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today we've got a lot of stories to talk about. The first subject on our plates is the impending collapse of the US economy. Now folks, I've been talking about this for a while. It is not shocking, but I do think that it's going to shock a lot of people when they realize how fast prices have been increasing. I think lumber is up like 500%, meat's up 200%. Even just 1 month ago, you could have bought some lumber and doubled your money. Inflation is already at 5%. That's the highest level we've seen in 13 years. So folks, we're going to talk about all of this and more. But before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell button for notifications so that you can always get updates for more content. And if you like the video and you like the work I do, please share the video. But before all that, a quick word from our sponsor. Introducing Shirt Bath. Click the affiliate link down below to get a discount on all shirts being sold on this site. The designs are actually pretty cool. I, for one, like the Dare shirt, Democrats are ruining everything, and I don't support Trump, I just wear this to piss people off. You can see the designs here on this website, so you can get a shirt here for $17.76. Really dope shirts, folks, I highly recommend. Order your shirt today by clicking the link down below. And we're back. Let's just get to it, folks. So JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon basically spells it out here. He says that they're raising as much cash as possible. They've got $500 billion in cash, and they're stockpiling it because they want to invest at higher rates. They're not buying bonds. They're not buying treasuries because they're scared that the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates. Long story short, they are seeing an opportunity. They're going to stockpile that money, buy everything while it's cheap, and make money on the inflation. We've heard a lot of stories about BlackRock buying up all the single-family homes, often at like 50% above market price, and that's the same thing. All of these major banks and institutions are gathering all this money so that they can buy all of the assets, everything, and you will be stuck renting and never owning anything. Folks, it is the Great Reset. You will own nothing, and you will be happy. But all of this points to the greater danger that faces all of us in this post-COVID world. The rich are buying all of the assets, including crypto. I've been saying for a long time now that I think that crypto is in a bull market and is probably going to keep going up. What do you think happens to crypto when the US dollar hyperinflates and is worthless? Ah, yes, people are going to move their money into assets that are finite, that can't be printed into infinity, like the US dollar. That means crypto. That means real estate. You could basically buy any of those things right now and make money. In the better side of things, a lot of people do predict a post-coronavirus economic boom simply because nobody's working. Once the pandemic ends, they'll never let it end. A lot of people are going to go back to work. This will jumpstart the economy, and hopefully we will see a recovery. However, when inflation is concerned, when we've been printing trillions of dollars, 80% of the money supply in 1 year, do not expect inflation to just go away. That is my take on it. Now, in other news, I want to talk about CNN. Because we got a total clown world headline here. Oh my god. Okay, so some of you may remember Jeffrey Toobin. He was a news personality, and he was caught on a Zoom call touching himself with a bunch of other female reporters and whatnot. They are defending him. He's returning to television, and CNN literally is defending this guy. I want you to think about that. If this was a Republican, if this was a conservative, Lord forbid, if it was one of Trump's sons, what do you think the media would say? They would say, oh, this is outrageous. This man is a bigot, and he was a harasser, and he assaulted those women. That's what they would say. They would say he should be put in prison. Ah, but when it's a left-winger, when it's a Democrat who whacks one off on the Zoom call, oh, they're totally fine with it. He's not a bad person. My God, let's read. Speaking on ABC's The View on Monday, CNN's Ana Navarro attempted to defend legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin, who made his comeback on the network last week when he was interviewed by CNN's Alison Camerota. Toobin had taken leave of absence from CNN in the fall of 2020 after he was caught touching himself on a Zoom call taking place with his colleagues from The New Yorker. I absolutely love it. This is what he said. This is what he defended himself with. Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking very well or very much, and it was something that was inexplicable to me. I think one point, I wouldn't exactly say in my defense, because nothing is really in my defense. I didn't think I was on call. I didn't think other people could see me. He's basically telling you that he's not sorry for what he did, he's sorry he got caught. He thought that he was not live so that he could just simply, touch himself while looking at all the pretty female reporters. That is sickening, folks. That is perverted. That's what he is. He's a massive pervert. But no, because he's a Democrat, because he's CNN, it's okay. I saw one of these stories where they literally said, what did they say? They said that he's not a bad person. Really? Oh, it's just amazing. If the Democrats and the liberals didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any standards at all. But this basically shows you how the Democrats really operate. If it's their person on their side of the team, they don't care. You could literally get away with murder and they would defend you. Ah, Democrats have no honor and no standards. Oh my God, and the hypocrisy. This is what Navarro went on to say, quote, "We're not going to cancel a guy because he made a stupid mistake." Are you kidding me? Yes, the same CNN who have canceled literal teenagers for posting memes. Wasn't it CNN, or maybe it was some other news station, that threatened teenagers over making pro-Trump memes? These things have happened. And you're telling me that they're not going to cancel a guy who's whacking it off to female reporters on the Zoom call for the news. Give me a break, you massive hypocrites and liars. This is why everyone says that CNN is fake news. Now, the last major story of the day is the DOJ's top national security official resigning under the supposed bombshell that reveals that the DOJ was seizing cell phone data of Democrats and reporters from Apple. Democrats and the left-wingers have been making a big deal out of this story. As the story goes, the Trump campaign used the DOJ to legally subpoena the metadata of several known Democrats and journalists. This is something that, Democrats have done over and over and over and over again to their political enemies. But apparently when Republicans do it, it's a massive crime. Oh my God, they used the law to legally gather data. Big whooping deal. I don't think this guy should have resigned. No laws were broken. He did nothing illegal. Why resign? Stupidest thing ever. The story goes on to say that the following revelations show that the Department of Justice secretly seized records from Democrats, former President Donald Trump's counsel Don McGahn, and members of the media. John Demers will leave his position by the end of the week, a justice official told the Associated Press. The New York Times reported that the departure was planned months ago, but now comes as the agency is facing backlash over the secret seizures. Okay, so it seems like he was going to retire anyway. Doesn't look good, though. I think he should have stuck around longer. But, it's so annoying. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said Sunday, "What has happened here are the fingerprints of a dictatorship, not a democracy." You mean the same dictatorship that arrested a bunch of people who were literally mostly peaceful at the Capitol, putting them in jail for 20 years? One guy got 20 years in jail in prison for sitting in a chair. Sitting in a chair. And they put the man in prison for 20 years? Are you kidding me? A lot of them didn't do anything wrong. They were literally let inside the building by police. Some people broke the law, of course, and maybe we should punish those who broke the law. But there's people who didn't do anything who got put in prison for 10 years. Ridiculous. So America's already a dictatorship. I don't want to hear that from Democrats. We've seen them abuse their power time and time again. And I'm just going to debunk this whole argument by reading you the following comment. Roland60 says, in the comment section, the Obama administration used the 1917 Espionage Act with unprecedented vigor, prosecuted more people under that law for leaking sensitive information to the public than all previous administrations combined. In 2013, the Obama administration obtained the records of 20 Associated Press office phone lines and reporters' home and cell phones, seizing them without notice. Also secretly dogged Fox News journalist James Rosen, getting his phone records, tracking his arrivals and departures from the State Department. Source, Associated Press. So Democrats do this too. It's legal, and there is no controversy here. Period. Democrats and lefties are calling this a massive scandal, but it's not. It's a nothing burger. It's a non-story. But that's pretty much a story, my friends. I wanted to talk a little bit about YouTube banning Senator Ron Johnson, and he was discussing early treatment of COVID-19. This is a U.S. senator, and apparently YouTube thinks that, well, it's fine, we're just going to ban him. A lot of people talk about living in a dictatorship dystopia without realizing we already do. We are living in a dystopia. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. These are dark times. Very dark times. I like how Biden's former coronavirus advisor literally came on the news and said that less people could have died if Americans had been willing to sacrifice more. As if Americans haven't sacrificed so much during this pandemic. Their jobs, their lives, the value of their dollar. Give me a break. Meanwhile, the big tech is more censorious than ever, banning US senators. God. Oh, man. Well, subscribe to the channel, check out the sponsors, share the content. Have a wonderful day, y'all. I'll see you all next time.